Clarity is power. And what I mean by that is if you know what you want and you're able to say that out loud, people literally mobilize to help you. And I've seen it in action. And I've seen the opposite. I've lived the opposite. I have no idea what I want to do. I've always been a pretty lost soul. And as a result, I never know how to. I don't really know what direction I want to go in. I've never known how to answer people's questions when they've asked me, what do you want to do when you grow up? And etc. But I have people in my life who've always known what they've wanted to do since they were little kids, and they would talk about it, and people would mobilize to help them. They just start following a thread, and that thread just like leads forward. And they all hit roadblocks and things, but clarity is also privilege. And privilege doesn't mean that someone's luckier, it means that you just don't face the same blocks as somebody without that privilege. So when you have clarity and you're able to talk about the things that you want, you don't face literal roadblocks in the road to getting what you want. You're on an expedited track. Like I've been going down random paths since I was a kid, trying to figure out what it is that I want to do. And the people in my life who've always known, they're just going straight for it. And if they get sidetracked, well, they quickly get up and go back to the path. And the funniest example of this, but it's really poignant, is One Piece. Luffy talks about how much he wants to be the king of the pirates from like the first second of that show. And you see all these different people just move to help him. And it's awesome. I love Luffy and Zoro because they are the most clear on what it is that they want and what their goals are. And Zoro just, everything he does is to like train and become a better swordsman. And how much power is there in knowing, like, I want to be a swordsman, not a potter, not a writer. I want to be a swordsman. So everything he does is to become a better swordsman. When you don't know what you want, you try everything, and there's nothing wrong with being a jack of all trades. That's not what I'm saying. But in the world that we live in, where you kind of need to have a career of some sort or some kind of purpose, it's tough when you don't know what that is and you can't dedicate yourself to it. So you just kind of feel unfulfilled. And then with Luffy, he starts the show and he doesn't even have a ship, but he just ends up finding all these things along the way. And because he knows what his purpose is and like what he's going for, he doesn't have, he's just not burdened, and he's able to move through the world so light. And he's able to laugh, and even when he might die, like in that arc that's like where they first meet Smoker, where he almost gets executed on the platform before they make it to the Grand Line. I forget what that arc is called, but he's like, he might die, and he's like, well, it is what it is. And I think he's able to say that because he was on the path towards his purpose. He was satisfied because he was making moves, and if the journey ended there, well, at least he knew that he was going towards becoming Pirate King. And that's nice. It's nice when you don't have to carry a bag of rocks around. It takes up energy, it takes up your brain power, it takes up time, it takes up resources, and when you don't have to carry a bag of rocks. You can use all of those things to further yourself and make yourself better and, just be more self actualized.